Pulling up to Sunset Boulevard, will he make it? Just about 20 minutes ago, the Wi-Fi drops out entirely. Steve disappears. All of our connection, gone. Try to fix it. I do everything I can, which is unplug it in the back and then replug it. That's okay, fine. Do you know more? Anyway, will he make it? Morning Mike's hangs in the balance as we race over from the west side back to the valley. It's gonna be tight.
Whoo, Steve! Oh, hi. Sorry, lady, for what I... Oh, whoo.
Oh my God.
Where were we?
my
Are we
goodness.
good? Where are we? Ah.
I can hear you.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. I think I hit a few barrels on the way. I don't know what happened. God. Wi-Fi. How dependent are we on Wi-Fi, my loves? Oh my God. What a crazy experience. And it's that humbling moment, you know, that you realize I am as technologically savvy as that dog lying in the corner over there. Unplug the modem. Is it a router, a modem? I don't know. Replug it back in. Okay, we've done that. Now what? Oh, the reset button. Holy crap. What a disaster. Good morning, everybody. Morning Mike's brought to you by Venbrook Insurance, our great friends at Venbrook. Anyway, what are you feeling, folks? Where are you? Huntington Beach. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Hey, Bay Beach. Bay Beach? Don't call me Beach. I'm so out of it. God, there's so much on my mind. Love both shows last night. Must depart early today. Okay, so we got you for a little while there. Understood. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so yesterday, we released Hot Mics last night. And, I did a whole thing on Karen Read because the first hearing for the civil trial against Karen Read, the O'Keefe family's going after the two bars that served everybody that fateful night. And they're going against Karen, all wrongful death, emotional distress, all the things that they're claiming for at least $50,000. It's kind of, I don't think it's going anywhere. 2 juries already said there was no collision. But anyway, that's looming in the distance, this trial. So we did a whole reset on Karen Read. Where is she? And we got her dad on, Bill Reed. Sometimes Bill pops in the chat. Bill, if you're out there, I hope we join. What a great guy. Talking to him, and I said at the end of the interview, hey, Bill, is Karen in, the next room? And he said, well, she's upstairs. And I said, Bill, yell upstairs to her. Do we have footage of this, Steve? I said, yell up.
We do. Yeah, I was just going to say, let's want to play a little of that.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks.
I got it right here. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot going on this morning. So here we go.
I'd love for her to come down and say hello, but
yell to her that Billy Bush says hello and sends his love. Will you do that?
I'll holler upstairs. Billy Bush says hello and sends his love.
All right. That's it. That's real. The line was cast in the water. We got more? Where's Karen?
She just hollered down to you.
All right. Technicals over here.
Oh,
she can't take another compliment. There she is. Karen!
There she is.
There's Karen.
How are you, my love?
Great. How are you, Bill? You got a nice tan.
Yeah, I've been out in Maine. I'm in Maine. I'm a Maine guy in the summer. So
I heard you guys have a little spot on the coast. I might have heard about that.
Yeah, we're up there. I might have caught up with your father right there. A couple of guys talking about their girls. Look at your parents. They're so happy. You, Karen, you had that you didn't know if you'd see them again, and there you are, right there, living at home.
They'd make it through healthy. We're stitched together over here, but we're still in one piece.
You're getting good sleep or something. You look absolutely stunning.
It's makeup.
It's makeup. Oh, my God. Well, you're a great little family. Look at this. What a pleasure it is for us to join you. I know you got a lot on your plate. I love what you said about Michael Morrissey. You lost, and you know what you did. I see fire. I see gas in that tank. Tell me, I'm not wrong.
You are not wrong. We're not going quietly. A lot of pain has been inflicted on me, and with purpose. This wasn't a case of they got the wrong person. They aimed for the wrong person. Michael Morrissey knows what he did. Michael Proctor, Yuri Buknik, they all know. The DAs all know. And there's more that the public doesn't know, and you will learn about it in the right form. We're just looking for the best person to deliver that to you. But there's no doubt in my mind that this was intentional, and I can't just flip a switch and pretend it didn't happen.
You could be a lawyer, Karen. Like, you could be, I think you've learned enough. Don't you think you could actually go and, like, defend someone else right now? I mean, Jesus.
There's a line at the end of a movie that I enjoy very much, and he says, I've seen enough of the law. And I've seen enough of the law, Billy, but I may not have a choice. I may have to see a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to be watching, and we're going to be, we'll be. Wow. How cool was that? I mean, it's amazing. Imagine what it's like when Karen Reed goes out to a restaurant or something in Boston. Yeah, I do believe Turtle Boy's, well, Mary, butthurt. Did you learn that from Travis Kelce? He says that all the time. I just realized, like, he loves to say butthurt, which means it just shows what a big boy he is. I love that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It was, yeah, we talked Turtle Boy, and then, you know, we were piecing together the interviews yesterday, and then that happened. And I was like, okay, well, now I can't go to, you know, because that was just totally accidental. Who knew that Karen was gonna hop in like that? I mean, I did cast out a small line. I'm, you know, not my first rodeo. It was great to see her. Jeez, terrific. By the way, she complimented me on looking tan and rested from Maine or whatever. And I just found out from speaking of Maine, where I spoke to you guys all summer long, there is a piece of property in my tiny neck of the woods. And the gossip is it's expensive. Everybody's like, ooh, you know, who's going to buy that one? You know, because it's all kind of humble, you know. But there's a couple of big honkers, not ours. Belichick. Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend. Jordan Hudson's dad is a lobsterman in Maine. She ran, obviously, and went for the Miss Maine pageant. But Jordan Hudson is like, I'm like, wait a minute, Belichick and Jordan Hudson looking at art. It's a tiny community. Oh my God. It really puts me in a tough spot right now. Because if he's my neighbor, I can't say what I'm about to say. This on the sideline is weird. This is weird. Look at her tight pants. On the sideline, walking away from Bill. There she is. They're talking. Everybody likes to laugh and say she's asking for money for the concession stand. But what if Bill Belichick? Oh, my God. Hey, Bill. Hi, Jordan. How are you? I mean, I have a 24-year-old daughter. Are they going to be friends? Are they going to go to the same boat parties and be like, oh, my God, you guys? And they just party and they go to boat houses and they summer party. I mean, I'm going to be like, Mary, you should invite Jordan. She's your age. And take her to the party, and then you can return her to the old man. That's just bizarro. What do you think of all that? What do you think? I'll tell you what, Mama Rose says, their relationship is gross. Yeah. I mean, it's just a little odd. Maybe she's a gold digger. And her dad has money. Her dad's a lobsterman. Things fairly not loaded.
Billy, this is going to put you in a really tough spot if they're like your neighbor. It really is, knowing how you feel.
I know.
I love Bill. You're going to come right the next day.
I think what happened is, he and his wife forever, they went to Nantucket.
Right.
And I think he's persona non grata is my feeling.
Well, he has a house there. Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, he has a house in Nantucket.
Oh, a sick place. Belichick has a sick place. I told you about the time I was in Nantucket. and the ferry arrives and everybody's driving off, and driving off in a red Jeep. Everybody has a Jeep on Nantucket, but a convertible Jeep is Belichick. And I'm like, "Hey, coach!" And he looks at me and he just goes like this. Sean Payton is a friend of mine, coach of the Denver Broncos.
There you go.
Saw him just over this past Labor Day weekend, playing golf and hanging out. And Sean Payton, you know what he would do? He would give whoever it is a little love. Belichick, you big grump, what are we going to do with him in this teeny little place? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive right over there and go, look, I know you're a big deal, but on this, you come here, and let me tell you something. You and I, we better come to terms right now. So open the door. Let's go. Pour me some coffee. Let's sit down. We're having a summit. All right, Bill? Bill v. Bill, right now. We got to come to some kind of understanding if we're going to coexist in this space. Jordan, honey, will you do me a favor and get the Bushman a little cup of coffee there? Thank you. Oh, my God, I don't like him. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe we'll go get out in the lobster boat with her dad. Go Broncos. I'm from Denver. Tammy Love, you got a big opening night tonight. I think your Sunday night football, the Broncos. We were supposed to be there, Steve. We were supposed to be at something called Crime Con this weekend. I was supposed to be moderating a Karen Reed panel. That's done. I don't know what happened. I think they canceled the panel. Jordan's parents must be mortified. Bill is older than them for sure. Oh, come on. You didn't see the seats at the Holiday Inn in Portland, Maine is where they did the Miss Maine pageant to select Miss Maine for the Miss USA pageant. Jordan came in 2024. She came in second place. She was the runner-up. And then this last time around, third place. So she slid. But Bill Belichick and her father were sitting right next to each other, looking like father and son themselves. Unbelievable. Her dad is younger than Belichick. Oh, yeah, by a lot. That's right, Cher. That's what we're talking about. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. But the whole thing is just wacky. Another weird thing that happened yesterday. I did a hit on the Fox News channel at, I don't know, it's the 4:00 hour. Will Cain, the Will Cain show, or whatever. And he was asking me about, I used to work at NBC, and sort of, legacy mainstream media. Like, how crazy is mainstream media? Like, they just go nuts at the littlest things, and they're almost promoting China's military parade. Like, look at the great prowess. And then, of course, when Trump does one, that was his line of thing. I said, look, if you're talking about bias in the media, it's everywhere. And like where we are now, like, no offense. And he goes, no offense taken, but thank you so much for coming out today. And Billy, we think a wonderful thing. Goodbye. And I was like, what happened? I mean, is that not a point that we could all agree on? It's like, it's wherever you look. If you want to hear something, you go to this channel. If you want to hear something else, go to that channel. It's not like broad, open, balanced debate. Anywhere. Viagra for Bill. Which one? Kidding. All good over here. When everything is either so far left or so far right, it's refreshing to tune into a stream with a genuine down-to-earth perspective on controversial current affairs. Thank you, Nick. People get tight when you talk about something that's, we've talked about that. Somebody cried the other day about it. Another thing, you were A+ on Will Cain. Oh, I don't really. I mean, by the way, I got texts from everyone saying you were great on Will Cain. I was like, yeah, but I was there for 60 seconds or 2 minutes. I made the one point that, hold on, yeah, the left is crazy, or MSNBC is crazy, but, everybody here has their own opinion too. And that ended it. But I got something from Josh Duhamel. He texted me. And Johnny O. Who knows Johnny O? The clothing line Johnny O? Steve, you've seen Johnny O, right? Like, you got Vineyard Vines, you got Faherty, you got Johnny O, right? With the surfboard logo. You know Johnny O.
I know Johnny O. I don't wear Johnny O. I know Johnny O.
Yeah. So Johnny O himself texted me, and by the way, he's the older brother of Chris O. Chris O'Donnell, the actor. That's his older brother, Johnny, who some people say is actually has more leading man looks than Chris, but Chris can cry better on command. So people have said that. Only people who know him well and make fun of him. But anyway, he was like, yeah, loved it. Every other loved it. His agent was like, hey, you're going on Will today. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, it was what it was. What do you know about News Nation? Supposedly, it's right down the middle. I give him a hats off, man. I mean, my old buddy Chris Cuomo is, I think, the main guy on News Nation. I think he's done a very admirable job of playing. I think he's actually, Cuomo is one of those guys who's not as left as he portrayed himself to be, or he had an epiphany, because he was definitely buddy with Crazy Don Lemon, doing their, I love you, Lemon. Oh, God, I used to hear that all the time. But they used to do their thing over there. Felt like he got free. He told me, he feels like a real independent. And, he grew up with Cuomo. His dad's a legendary Mario Cuomo. And his brother, Andrew Cuomo, was running for mayor of New York. But I think Chris has done an amazing job of playing it up the middle.
Billy, we had Chris on the show, on the afternoon show.
Yeah.
Right when we started, I still think, I urge people, if you're interested, to go back and watch it, because I really think you two together are really interesting in some of the stuff that you covered. And to hear what he said, hey, I'm promoting our show. Yes. But
Hold
it was
on.
a really interesting.
He lied to us back in the day. Hang on, Kimmy. Hang on. What about his brother and consulting his brother? My brother's about to announce that I am, of course, I feel like a Cuomo. My brother's heavily considering a run for governor of Maine. He lives in Maine all year round. I'm the one that comes here. I may become Cuomo. What do? I don't consider myself. Let's get ahead of this, right? Like, oh, you can't report. I'm not really reporting. I'm chatting. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you up front, he's running for governor. He's a great guy. I asked him to, I'm pushing him like crazy to do it. He's one of the smartest people I have ever met. He's moderate. He's under, I mean, God, he knows about, he can fix anything. He launched Athena Health, the biggest healthcare company, one of our biggest in America. And he started it with two other guys in his basement. He has signed both sides of the paycheck. He has put over 1,000 jobs in Maine. There's no one else running in that race that has done that. Anyway.
Bill, I wanted to jump in and tell you, it was in the chat, and this is true. Giorgio Armani passed away.
Giorgio Armani passed away.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
91 years old.
Clooney's go-to guy.
Yeah, it's in the
Julia
people are in the
Roberts.
chat, so I just want to make sure I double checked here. Yeah.
Oh, Giorgio Armani. Wow, 91. What a life. Armani. Not for my body. I'm going to say that. Too stocky. Steve, you got to, Steve, you're more of a theory guy. Theory suits, okay? Because they're slimming, and for, stocky fellas like us, Steve's a grappler. He's an MMA guy. He's my baby Rogan. He's my baby Rogan in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo. Watch out for Steve. He may be a short king, but
watch out for Billy. We traded a few rounds a few years back, and I was surprised at the left hook that came at me. I shouldn't have been.
Because you don't see it, because I'm just distracting over here. And then, whoo!
Well, also, we know where the power comes. We know where power comes from, Billy. It comes from the legs and those calves and those thighs.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I do have a sturdy base. Your parents, here's Nancy. Your parents seem to have been well-balanced, smart, and caring people. They raised you, and you are great. Nancy, you are sending me out this door today ready to win. Thank you. They were good people. And guess what? We're going to figure out when we do this psilocybin journey, which I'm having my first conversation about with the people, your onboarding call. tomorrow. I'm going for it. I don't care. I got some things I need to solve from the past. Yes, my parents were amazing, but everyone's parents, we all had some kind of trauma as kids. And if you've scarred it over so you can survive and just keep going, you know, this is a good way, apparently. I'm going to learn more. I haven't totally committed. It's a good way to figure out what all that is. Neuroplasticity, they call it. So that's happening. I can tell you this. My dad's the greatest man I ever knew. God, so kind, such a gentleman, opens the door for ladies, wears a little top hat, you know, just that kind man. And yet, slightly emotionally unavailable. I'm going to say it. Who doesn't have something? Mildred, you naughty, naughty cheetah. I'm not dead. I'm here. I'm sweaty and naughty, but I'm here. Belay. How many do I have in there? A lot of exclamation points. Zaddy will be the end of me, but it's lovely.
Hey,
Mildred,
Billy, do you
it's
want
good
to?
see that you have woken up with fire once again. Hey, Steve.
Sorry, I was going to switch the subject. Mildred is impossible to ignore, but I'm going to put a post up here that could totally change the direction of the next 5 minutes of the show, or we could tease it for next time. Here we go.
Billy, the Charlie Sheen doc coming out on Netflix the 20th. Any thoughts? Yeah, I've been
You want to
talking
go
to
deep on this?
Yeah, I
With your
do.
stories?
You know, look, I got to get Charlie. So the guy that is publishing his book agent is a very good friend of mine, and he and I have been talking. And Charlie, I think, changed his cell phone number because years ago I organized a dinner, just me, Charlie, and my friend Jamie Widows. Jamie was the director of 2.5 Men. Jamie Widows was Hoover in Animal House. State your name. He then went on to direct Mom, the show with Allison Janney and Anna Faris, and many other shows. He just did the pilot for the new Netflix show Leanne. Anyway, but Jamie was the one that would have to go to the trailer and get Charlie, who's all whacked out, ready to be on set to start filming. And he's like, it was a lot of stress. And I said, yeah, but he's been sober for quite a while, and we gotta get together. Let's heal and let's hang out. So Charlie, Jamie, and I got together. Charlie brought some lovely cigars. We did it at Jamie's house, and the three of us had dinner, and it was just fantastic. A couple of years ago, you know, he got back together with Chuck Lorre. I mean, if Chuck Lorre and Charlie Sheen can come back together and even, you know, work together on one of Charlie's shows, the one with Sebastian Maniscalco, Bookie, anything's possible. Yeah, I got to talk to Charlie. Steve, do you remember? I have so many freaking Charlie Sheen stories. Oh, my God.
I was going to set you up to remind you, but I know you got them all.
Well, when he was living at his house, this was up on Mulholland, and he was living at this big mansion with the goddesses. You remember the goddesses? The two porn stars? Strippers, porn stars, whatever. And he was like on a bender. He was on a ripper, Charlie. And I had connected with him. And I was texting with him. I'm like, hey, you know, for Access Hollywood, all that's going on. It was Tiger Blood, you know, middle of Tiger Blood, winning, absolutely winning. I was like, are you winning? I don't know if you're winning right now. You're burning through $1 million a month, flying private, flying hookers all over the world. We got crack. We got a lot of problems. Not winning. And yet I said, okay, I got to get him. Like, we'll connect. It'll be amazing. So I text with Charlie, and he's like, okay, Thursday, tomorrow, come over at like, I don't know, 4. And I'm like, great. So I'm like, I get the camera crew, and we go to Charlie's house, and I get to the gate, and I'm like, hi, I'm Billy Bush here for Charlie Sheen, thinking the guy's like, Charlie's gonna, oh, no. I was texting Charlie. Okay, I'm here. Open the gate. Charlie, I'm here. No answer. Could not get through. And I'm like, I don't want to tell the guy I'm here because if he's not getting, there's no way I'm registered. But I had another friend that lived in the community. And I called him. I said, Brian, you got to let me in as your guest. And he's like, totally. He lets me in. I get into the gates of the community as his guest, go right to Charlie's house. Nothing. Garage doors open. I go right through the garage, right past his cars, open the door to the kitchen. I walk in. It's like napalm went off in there. I was just, smelled like cigs and like, it was just shitty. And I'm like, hello, hello, hello. And some guy walks in. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, you're Charlie's guy. He's like, yeah, I'm Billy Bush. I'm here to see Charlie. He goes, oh, let me go get him. Charlie. 20 minutes later, I have my guy setting up cameras. Charlie comes down and goes, oh, what are we doing? And I'm like, Charlie, hey, buddy, we talked about 4 o'clock. He's like, oh, okay. The goddesses were there. They come in. I say hello to them. I greet the goddesses as gentlemanly as a man should when, they're goddesses. They go into the screening room. They're sitting there. Charlie and I sit on the couch. We do this crazy interview, wild interview. All about, I'm talking about Chuck Lorre and the falling out. I'm like, don't you think you should call and apologize, Charlie? I think this might be we really nailed it. It was like 20 minutes long. And then we go in and the goddesses join us. We do a second setup in the movie room, in the screening room with the goddesses. And I'm like, whoa, my life is crazy. This is unbelievable. And that was it. That was my big Charlie interview. It went everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I love that when there's a little communication going on between two people. This is just a beautiful thing. It's a long story right there. That's a long story. Oh my God. Yeah, no pineapples on that garage door. And yet, only a sea of upside down pineapples on that door. Anything goes if you can make it through that garage and into that house. Did I get a trim? I did not, but we got to do that at some point. It's a very strong opinion. People have a strong opinion about the hair. Wow, Charlie. Oh my God. What memory, Steve. Charlie Sheen. Oof. Love that guy. We will have him on Hot Mics. I don't give it. You know what? As soon as this ends today, I am going right into, full court press, surround Charlie from all sides, close in on Charlie, get him on Hot Mics.
I love it. You know what I always thinks about Charlie, and I don't think it's talked about enough, but I think he's actually a great actor. Like he's good at everything he does when he's acting. And I think that kind of gets overlooked now. Like he had a great career.
That's a great point, Steve. And the other thing is not only is he a great actor and somehow go from, completely out of his gourd to remembering every line. I mean, he was magic at turning it on set. Ask anyone who worked with him. Magical. No matter what state he was in, he could get to where he needed to be. But also, we often talk about shitty apologies here, like the CEO from the Polish paving company taking the hat from the kid at the U.S. Open. Bad apology. Rosie O'Donnell, good apology. Charlie was the first to fall on the sword. Yeah, it was me. Who did the thing with the hookers? And instead of feeding his publicist publicist feeding us some line of bullshit about, oh no, he fell off the wagon. I mean, he fell off a chair and his wrist, and it was an amazing thing. Someone had pushed him. Whatever. There's no bullshit. Yeah, I did it, and that's why we like him. Good actor. Yeah, he could be Robert Downey Jr. if he'd clean it up a bit. Wait. I think Charlie Sheen roars back. People love him. He was the most highest paid, most talented guy on television, sitcom television. There's just no way someone doesn't make another series with Charlie Sheen. Shit, I'd like to write one and have him star in it. I think he's come out the other side entirely. I don't see him slipping back. Truth be told. Steve, what is going on? Oh, yeah. Talent does run in his family. Yep. Imagine that back in the heyday when you got Rob Lowe, Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez. They're all living up in Malibu. They're all kids. Kiefer Sutherland, all these kids. And they all make it. They're all going to high school together. Like, yeah, I got to go to acting class, dude. And they all make it. What a story. Favorite Charlie Sheen movie? Major League. I might need to watch that again. All right, Mildred, let's get inside the office here. What's that bull or cow behind Billy? If he needs a cute heifer, then he should use me. That's what I'm here for. Jesus Christ. That is a Zen bull.
Mildred.
It's my Zen
Mildred.
bull. I feel like sometimes I'm a bull, but I need the Zen. Okay. Kiefer is fab. Wish we could have him on. Let's try to get Kiefer on. My favorite Kiefer Sutherland video is when he was shit-faced in London at the Mayfair Hotel and he ran straight down and he tackled the Christmas tree. Steve, do you know that one?
I actually don't know that one.
Yeah.
I don't know it. He tackled a
Yeah,
Christmas
Google
tree?
that later. Google that
I will.
later for yourself and have a good time watching Kiefer Sutherland drunk tackling a Christmas tree.
I've missed.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So let's talk about Sydney Sweeney here for a second. Everybody is obsessed with Sydney Sweeney, and there are all these reports that she's casually dating Scooter Braun, Justin Bieber's old manager, and Ariana Grande he managed, and he's obviously famously, bought Taylor Swift's master recordings, and they have differing stories about how, did he sell it back to her? Did he try to sell it back to her before he sold it to a private equity firm? And then the private equity firm, as you know, just recently sold it to Taylor, but they've had a massive falling out, of course. But he's a legend, this guy. I mean, he is a real mover and shaker in this town. Imagine that. He's just combing YouTube. He's just looking around on the internet. He's like, look at this Justin Bieber kid. Oh boy, Scooter, your hands are full. But if that's the case, what are they running around? And insiders said they're casually hooking up. You don't get away with that. Oh my God, Scooter, have a little more respect for your body. You can't do. You don't offer yourself up like that. You're a treasure, Scooter. American Eagle. Yeah, she's got great genes. Yeah, that was a whole. Remember how stupid that was? That is mainstream media, craziness, eugenics. Give me a break. Anyway, the reports are they spent the holiday weekend in Lake Tahoe together. I do love a little Lake Tahoe. Yeah, maybe out on the lake on a boat. Another insider says, reports that something was going on before they attended Jeff Bezos' wedding. And Sydney broke off the engagement to Jonathan Davino in March. Anyway, hands are, oh, wow. Don't do that. Don't. Steve, take that down immediately. That is not okay. Oh, God. Whew. Oh, my God. It's too early for that. I can't. She's an adult, I guess. I mean, right? But shit, she's got my oldest daughter's exactly her age. Incredible. Well, this is her new ad.
Tell him Scarlett's busy.
So, Sydney. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And board. Let's reset.
Did we get it?
Good stuff. American Eagle right into Jimmy Choo. That's a big campaign right there. Good stuff. I mean, I'm too old to honestly, too mature. Let's say that define. She looks like one of my daughter's friends. That's a negative. But Scooter's a younger man than me. He's like 43, 44 or something like that. So, who knows? Tahoe is beautiful. Lake CDA is heaven on earth, though. Coeur d'Alene, is that Coeur d'Alene? If that's Coeur d'Alene, I was just there this past weekend, and it is amazing. You're not blind, though. No, I'm not blind. You can't. Sure. Oh, so what a healthy woman. Moving on. That's what I thought. I didn't know what it was an ad for until it said Jimmy Choo at the end. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Bill B may really like this. Well, like what? Yeah. Agreement for you, Mama. Mary says exactly my thoughts. What the hell is this commercial about? I have no idea. It's weird. Boy, am I excited. What night is tonight? And let's go to the chat here. Let's have the reveal. Who can tell me why tonight is a really, really special night? And not just because it's ladies' night. Ladies' night, Thursday. Who can tell me in the chat right now why? And in the meantime, why it's a special night. We'll tell you why Mildred thinks Steve is a special man. Steve has such beautiful eyes, deep blue eyes. Don't you agree, fellow spinsters?
Oh, no. Here comes Mildred. Thank you, Mildred.
Yes, indeed. Bum, 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 bum. The National Football League returns to televisions everywhere. Yes. Yes. Who do we want? I hate Dallas and I hate Philly because I'm a Giants fan and we've had it many terrible years. The Commanders are good. We're in the hardest of the NFC East is unbelievable. So I'm going to go for the Cowboys. I don't know why. Probably because I just saw the documentary and I felt for Jerry Jones. People are going to get pissed at me when I say this because he's a total snake. He's greedy. He's whatever. He shouldn't be the GM of his team. He should just be an owner and sit in his box like everyone else and let the kids do this. But I don't know. I saw that sweet old man in Jerry Jones. I know you're sick of Jerry. I get it. But the documentary he did was a service. And the reason why it landed, why I feel empathy and like a connection to him and a little, kind of moved me a little bit is because he was honest about the other things. He's a little bit of a Charlie Sheen. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I did it. I made a big ass mistake. Okay. I like that about Jerry, right? And they didn't gloss over stuff like Michael Irvin's mess, the cocaine bust and all of that. He almost took down the team. But anyway, Philly is one of the best teams in the NFC. So we gotta, I don't know. I'm going with Dallas tonight. Mostly because I'd rather have the Giants play Dallas than Philly. But the Giants will be on Sunday against the Commanders. And by the way, we're psyched at Hot Mics. We have this new partnership with Prize Picks, which is cool. This you can place your picks on different players, just like 2 or 3 players a week. It's pretty cool. So they said Dak Prescott, 241.5, 241.5 yards, more or less. Do you think against Philly? Most people would say less. Because Philly's so good. But I picked more. And who knows? It's only $5. We'll see what happens. We're late for tea. There's Netta. Hey, girl. NFL's back tonight. My great friend. Oh, we should chat with Al Michaels. Oh, should have gotten Al in there. Let me see if Al's awake. Oh, my phone's in the other room. We'll get Al on maybe. We're not doing tomorrow. Al Michaels, ladies and gentlemen, he's been doing this a long time. It's Thursday Night Football here in Washington. The Giants are taking on the Commanders. Trump still calls them the Redskins. But anyway, the game tonight. How's my Al Michaels? Honestly. Okay, I can do some impersonations, but I do a good... Steve, do I do a good Al Michaels or not really? Sunday Night Football.
That's good right there.
By
the way, you do Al Michaels better than most people could do Al Michaels, but
it's hard to do.
But your impressions are really, really good, and I don't know if that's at your best. Honesty.
Yeah, that's not my best. Okay, that's fair. But I love when you used to say Michelle Tafoya joining us on the sideline, a beautiful leather cut jacket from Versace.
It's a snowy night. I love when he says it's a snowy night. He says it's snowy night.
Oh, we got to get Peyton and Eli on. You know what? We're going to do that. Let me get them on. I'm going to get them on Monday. I am owed Peyton Manning appearance on Hot Mics. Maybe we should do a little football forecast on Hot Mics Monday if we can get Peyton Manning. I'm going to beg. It's going to be a begging
That
job.
would be great. I think Peyton, and by the way, there's
I
so
like
much to talk about with Peyton too. I mean, he'll talk about anything. You will have fun for sure.
Yeah. Shelly thinks that wasn't so bad. Oh, you see? That was, but you got to get that football in there. He says football because, he's from Brooklyn. Al, back in the day. Remember Joe Namath with his dumb fur coats? However, he made a film with Ann Margaret. Well, I remember Joe Namath on the sideline at the ESPN Monday Night Football. Remember that? And Susie Colbert was on the sideline with him. She's like, okay, guys, come to me. I'm here with Joe Namath. And Joe is like, I don't know if he's drunk or what, but he didn't realize they were on live. And she couldn't have been talking to him in a more we're on live television way than this. And she's going off. She's like, okay, we're here with Joe. And Joe is still, she's like, God, you are really a beautiful woman. I gotta say that. I mean, I don't know where your head's at, but I mean, we could probably, blow out of here early and get, and she's like, Joe, we're on television. It was one of the greatest moments. Oh my God. It was hysterical. And everybody gave him the pass. I don't know. Brady is still the GOAT. Yeah. Football doc, the Dallas Cowboys doc. I love the Jimmy and Jerry of it all on the doc. Yeah. God, imagine that. It's like Hatfields and McCoys. What a big falling out with someone with whom you've had so much success. It's so sad. They were both so unbelievably stubborn. Loved Howard Cosell back in the day. Oh my God. When I think of Howard
Billy, is it you that has the ringside joke, or not the joke, the story about calling the boxing match? And then the lady, nevertheless.
Oh, yeah. But that was Dick Enberg.
Oh, sorry. My God, I just started laughing.
Oh, no, that's a great story.
Thank
Dick
God it's you, though, because I honestly couldn't remember who told the story. I thought it might have been Rob. It's so good.
Dick Enberg. There was Gladys Gooding was a woman who used to play the organ in New York, and Gladys played everywhere. She played Yankee Stadium. She played Madison Square Garden. She was a legend on the organ, a New York treasure. And there's a boxing match at MSG, and I believe Dick Enberg is on the mic inside the facility, inside the garden. He's on the in-house Mike, and he says, here now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm New York welcome to legend Gladys Gooding, here to perform tonight's national anthem. And this voice in the crowd goes, Gladys Gooding sucks. I can't finish it. And Enberg, without missing a beat, goes, nevertheless, keeps Gladys Gooding sucks. He goes, nevertheless. Oh my God. But anyway, Howard Cosell. Then you think of Howard Cosell. I only think of what's the damn movie? Bananas, the Woody Allen movie. Woody Allen in Bananas. The funniest scene. Woody is in bed on his wedding night. He gets married, and and Howard Cosell and the Wide World of Sports from ABC is broadcasting bedside about Fielding Mellish is the name of Woody's character. Fielding Mellish is having on his wedding night. He's about to consummate we are here inside the suite at the Waldorf Astoria. Fielding Mellish and Rachel Sowen are about to go and consummate the marriage. Okay, Rachel, how are you feeling right now? Well, I'm okay. I mean, I'm in my robe. I'm good, whatever. She's laying in bed. And then in the suite, into the suite comes Woody Allen, and he's got the robe on. He's running in with the towel around his neck. And Howard Cosell goes, and here comes Mellish. And they jump into the sack, and they're rolling around, and he's play-by-play. Holy shit, if you have not seen this, Google today, Howard Cosell, bedside Bananas. Who was the third guy with Howard Frank and Don Meredith? Howard Cosell, Frank Gifford, and Don Meredith. Dandy Don. That's right. Can we get Eli Manning to wear zaddy shorts for your show? God, I love Eli Manning. So my ex-wife, Sydney, she's an Ole Miss gal. So we grew up, all taking the little kids, and I have so many Ole Miss games down in the Grove. You have not seen a college football game nor had the experience until you are at Ole Miss in the Grove. Wow. Oh, my God. And I watched Eli Manning for all 4 years play football there. God, he was good. Can't remember the name of his go-to his go-to receiver. Never made it to the NFL, but God, that guy was good. Wicked impersonations. Who's your favorite to do? Damn, I don't know. I just, whatever pops in there, Sometimes we do Regis. Let's see. Yeah, Christopher Walken, but it's not, but they're all, my impersonations are in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They're not dead on, like the guy on SNL who does Trump. He's dead on. I'm in the neighborhood. I think Eli will do anything for a laugh. I think Eli's he's funny because he's just under promise, over deliver. The package is so understated. And he did Chad Powers, the skit he did when he tried out for the football team. Penn State. He went to Penn State tryouts as Chad Powers with a prosthetic nose. And the staff was like, this is good. And this is after playing for the Giants. He's a little old, but God, he's good. Do I do Regis? Absolutely, Steve. Last night, I have to say it, Joy and I went out for a terrific dinner. We had a great time. I saw Bruno. He was terrific. Bruno comes to me. I said, Bruno, do you have a table? He said, immediately. That's Reg.
I think Reg, I don't know which one would be your favorite, but I do think over the years, I think Regis and Christopher Walken are top of the game. And Trump too, but.
Well, Trump, yeah, everybody has a Trump, and everyone does the same thing. Yeah. So Regis, I used to do all the time to Regis, and he would be like, will you stop it? What the hell are you doing? I don't sound like that. I go, you do. You do, a little bit. But no one did a better Regis than Daryl Hammond, who did more. God, I'll say it. Back in the day before we got too politically correct, Daryl Hammond did Jesse Jackson on SNL. That was my favorite impersonation he did. He would sit there and go. And it'd be on Weekend Update. And they'd say, well, Jesse, what do you, and Norm Macdonald would say, Jesse, well, what do you want to do? And he'd go, what do I want? Oh, what do I want? I want shoes on Fred and Barney. Every time they drive that stone car down the street, courtesy of Fred's 2 feet. Say it with me now. Yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba do. That was one of the best impersonations. Oh, speaking of legends on the microphone, Larry King, the late Larry King. What a stud. I got a text this morning. I woke up very early to a text from Sean King, his wife, who was reaching out and saying, oh, I saw you on the Will Cain show on Fox News. You were so great, terrific. She goes, do you still have the suspenders I gave you when Larry died? And she gave me a pair of Larry's suspenders because, well, Larry and I were friends, and he came on Access Hollywood Live all the time. He was terrific. He always bring the Brooklyn bagels with him. And I said, yeah, I do. But she's like, do you want another set? I said, yeah, I'd love another pair. She's like, I'm just looking in the closet. I said, do you have anything that would go with a nice light blue shirt? I like to wear light blue button down. And she said, give me your address. So a set of Larry King suspenders are in the mail. Another pair and coming. Steve, I think that's what I want to do with the at-home morning mics kind of nook here. We're going to put a little, a nice little light, bright photo, maybe painting in there, maybe a little, I don't know, some kind of scene. And then maybe fill collectibles. Larry King's suspenders should hang in here. And other knickknacks I've gotten. That picture of Bryan Cranston's. I gave him a set of skivvies. Remember, I gave Bryan Cranston when he was Heisenberg in Breaking Bad, and he signed them. Billy, thanks for last night, Bryan Cranston.
That's really good. That's
Yeah,
really
I've got a great. I mean, and then I've got getting back tattoos with Heidi Klum, and it's crazy. Did Regis give you something? Yeah, he gave me a couple of lessons in life. Nobody could tell a story like Regis. I'm trying to tell you some stories, but Regis was the best storyteller ever. What other morning show person, talent, can just turn on a microphone, a camera light go red, and just for 15 minutes tell you what they did last night and have it be entertaining? You know what I mean? And everybody who's filled in after him is, admirable. But Kelly has sort of led the way. Regis was the ultimate storyteller. And you know what his secret was? He told me, never practice it. He goes, whatever you do, don't say, okay, hey, Gelman, here's what I'm going to do now. And then I'll tell the thing about how, and then I'm going to say, we went into the thing, and then he says, because you'll never do it as well the second time. So, holy God, it's a yellow thing. Whoa, great streams yesterday with Turtle Boy and the Reeds. Thanks for giving them a platform. The Glarer, thank you. And I'll tell you what, those live on our YouTube channel. Check it out right here. When we're done here, you can just go to, click on the episode. It was good. And the Turtle Boy thing is interesting. We did a good 15 minutes with him, and that's sort of separate. But yeah, he's got big plans here. Big plans, that guy. Regis was the best. He certainly was. He certainly was. I think they should have let him go out, though, when he wanted. You know what I mean? Some people, it should be on their terms, no matter what. I don't care if he's batty as can be. It should be his terms. I don't think it entirely was. In fact, I know it wasn't. But we got the best player ever from the Giants, Saquon Barkley, amazing athlete. Well, you're welcome. You must be a Philly fan there, Mary, of course.
I know that was going to get you fired up. I remember how mad you were about this at the time.
Well, I did we have this partnership now with Prize Picks, and I picked, I did a Saquon bet. I got a Saquon bet for tonight. They're saying, is he going to rush for 93 yards is the line, more or less? And it's a simple pick. I said more. I think he's going off tonight. You know why? The last time we saw him was in the Super Bowl, and Philly did a great job and they kicked ass, but he didn't have any yards. He didn't have any touchdowns. He was like a decoy for the rest of the offense. They keyed up on him. So he had no stats. He wants to come back tonight and blow it up. I love Saquon. I hate the Eagles, but I love Saquon Barkley, and I'm glad Saquon Barkley is on the Eagles because the Giants screwed that up in a massive way. They never should have let him go. Joe Shane, our GM, said, You know what? Yeah, Joe Shane said, here's the problem. Saquon Barkley's too old. He's fucking 27. He's too old, and we're not going to pay him all that money. It's too much money. I think that it was like $13 million or something. Running backs get screwed. It's all about receivers and quarterbacks. They take all the money. People love the air game. But but the Eagles said, we'll pay him. And he went and had a massive season. So there you go. But he fits in there, and I like seeing him do well. Can you do that? Can you love the Giants? Can you be a diehard Giants fan and hate the Eagles with the caveat of loving Saquon Barkley? That's me. Billy, do you like the Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams? Big year to figure him out. This is it. This year right here tells you everything about Caleb Williams. Amazing athlete, Heisman Trophy, but is he a leader? We shall see. Yeah. I agree. This show is over too soon. Oh, yeah. Well, we're there. 55 minutes we've been rocking. We raced here. Raced to get here. 49ers fan in Huntington Beach. Niners, always something. Always a question. Always in the conversation. No question about that. Can we count on Johnny Cutlets this year? After Wilson. Johnny Cutlets is been cut. Tommy DeVito, I believe you're talking about. They cut him. He's gone. You can't have a fourth string quarterback. We don't need it. We got Russell Wilson. We got Jameis Winston. And then we got the future. Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. Following in the steps of Eli Manning. And even further in the past, Charlie Connerly.
Hey, Billy.
Also Ole Miss. Yeah.
While we're talking football, and I didn't set you up with this at all, so you might need a pen, or I might need to repeat this, but this was posted yesterday, and I thought this was great. Which decade of quarterbacks was the best? Okay, so I'll try to do 90s. We had Favre, Elway, Aikman, and Young. I'm going to give you 4 in each. 90s, we had Favre, Elway, Aikman, Young.
Okay.
2000s, we had Brady, Manning, Breeze, and Roethlisberger. The 10s, we had Rodgers, Luck, Stafford, and Ryan. I think that one's out. In the 20s, we have Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, and Burrow. I thought this was
Alan
really
Jackson? Karen Reed's lawyer is a quarterback. Mahomes, Allen,
Lamar Jackson, and Burrow is right now. The 2000s, we had Brady, Manning, Breeze, Roethlisberger.
What we have right now is probably second, but the 90s, to me, takes the cake. Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, John Elway,
Steve Young. Wow.
I got to say, that takes it for me. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, 2000 starts strong with Brady, Manning, and I love Breeze and Roethlisberger, but I think that's a little bit of a drop off, with zero offense to them. Yeah, I think you're right, Bill. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Roethlisberger is actually in the chat section right now, and he said, "Who is that dude in there? I'm coming for Steve."
Love the guys, but
yeah, baby. Steve Young. He's got a rock and dye job on the, it's to dye the hair or not to dye the hair. And Young has a massive dye job. And my great friend, Joe Buck, every once in a while, like a camera will cut, and we're here in the booth. And I'm like, whoa, what was that? I had to give it up. I was doing the gray washout stuff, and it ended up like that you get at CVS. I was like, just wash out the gray a little. And then I said, what am I doing? Like, if you're going to do it, go get a facelift like Brad Pitt and go to a fancy colorist and have them do it appropriately. And I'm not going to keep up with that. I'm not going to be like, oh, every month I have to go to the colorist in Beverly Hills. At that point, the woman lying next to you has got to say, yeah, unsexy. No, dude, I go to the colorist. You don't go to the colorist. Okay? I think that's fair. Leave it alone. Sexy AF. Thank you, Mary. It wakes up like this. It's got its own life. It's got its own publicist, by the way. How do we not have a shampoo commercial and Howie Mandel does? Steve, you have got to handle that today. You've got to talk to the branding people wherever they are and say, this is bullshit. Howie Mandel has a shampoo commercial. He is bald. and I don't.
You literally do wake up and that's the hair. And it's strikingly amazing.
But this is, I'm give me the name of Howie's shampoo company. Yeah, I'm calling them and I'm asking for a transfer. Right? Steve Forever Young and Jerry Instant Rice were perfection. Yeah, but so were Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin. Perfection in the 90s. God, they were so good. In that documentary is a beautiful scene in the end where Michael's on trial and Troy Aikman comes and sits behind him. This is a time when you never Barry Switzer, accused Troy Aikman of chewing out the black players on the team more than the white players. And guess what? All the black players on the team said, that is bullshit. He's an intense guy. He wants to win. This is crazy. Cut it out. And Emmitt Smith, they all spoke out in favor of their quarterback. And then when Michael was on trial and he was facing a hard time and the whole thing, Troy Aikman walked into the courthouse and the jury's and people are looking at him like, whoa. And he sits right down behind Michael. I think that sent a tremendous message. A lot of character on Troy. By the way, the guy's in great shape. Okay. It's been 1 hour. I got steam, but I got to get on the Peloton. I got Dunlop's disease right now. A little bit of Dunlop's disease. Steve, what did my dad call Dunlop's disease?
When it Dunlop over the belt.
Belly Dunlop over the belt.
Yeah.
And when I would come back, in the summer, my dad would see me and go, son. And if I had gained a little weight or was a little bloated, he'd let me know it. Got a little Dunlops. You got a little Dunlops. Dad, what a great guy. That's it. Have a wonderful week. Watching football. Make it 5-6. Yes, more or less. Throwing the bets in. Making some money. Watching football all weekend long. Kansas City and Sao Paulo, Brazil. Kansas City Chiefs, that's tomorrow. We got Dallas. We got Eagles tonight. Bye-bye.
Pulling up to Sunset Boulevard, will he make it? Just about 20 minutes ago, the Wi-Fi drops out entirely. Steve disappears. All of our connection, gone. Try to fix it. I do everything I can, which is unplug it in the back and then replug it. That's okay, fine. Do you know more? Anyway, will he make it? Morning Mike's hangs in the balance as we race over from the west side back to the valley. It's gonna be tight.